Welcome back to 1.2 Braincells podcast. Hola, hola, I'm
Yay!
happy.
Funny.
How you doing today? Welcome back to this week's episode, my brain cells, and by brain cells I mean the people listening. You, my dear love, how are you? How is this heat treating you, man?
I can't say it came. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong. It kind of came out of nowhere,
Yeah,
right? Because we were still dealing with some pretty cold weather
yeah,
last week.
yeah.
And now, yeah, now it just you start sweating the second you step outside.
Yeah. It's hot, hot, man.
It is.
And
I don't.
not a fan.
No, and
Funny.
especially because I mentioned to you yesterday when we hung out that I can't use the AC in my car at the moment.
Right, right, right. So it's a little harder. And today's hotter than yesterday, too. It's like
Yeah.
almost 90. It's almost 100 right now.
Yeah. Fuck,
Nice.
is it actually?
I heard that I had gotten the warning that it's supposed to go up to what's it called, 97 today.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah, no, that's
that's almost
basically
100.
100. That's
Yeah.
basically 100, bro. Um, fuck.
Yeah,
And
I
then
know.
bro, tell me how in trying to, I explained to you that the issue with my AC right now is that the fan motor, I need to replace. And so in doing that, I don't want to say popped my shoulder, but I definitely was leaning on it. And now it is sore as a
Ooh.
motherfucker. And I had fucking arms today. So that did not help in
Oh
recovery.
no, you're gonna be sore tomorrow.
Yup. Thankfully tomorrow's my rest day anyways, so my shoulder could take a break.
Nice. Oh, that's good. That's good. Stretch. Make sure to stretch that way.
Yeah, I keep
Come the
rotating a
next
couple
day.
minutes.
Yeah. That way come tomorrow, not tomorrow, the day after that you do end up going back to the gym, that you're not like super sore.
Yeah, I have yeah, when I go back on Thursday I have chest too, so we gonna see how
Alright.
that goes.
So besides that, anything else new with you?
Yes, I am going to try and do my nails at home, like actual,
Acrylic and all that?
not acrylic, not press-ons or nothing, just a gel mani, But I bought the
Ooh,
shit to like hopefully make it last and make it decent
yeah,
quality. Because my nails are growing in nicely, right?
yeah,
They're like a nice length now.
yeah.
They're still like short for my normal standards, but again, they're growing and I want them to keep growing. Um, and so I was like, fuck it, we gonna do some gel manis at home. And so, yeah, Sandra has me scared out of my mind right now for like the
About the
whole
allergy?
the allergy that you can get from it if you're not careful enough. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna be super duper cautious. Girl, I will be going at a snail's pace, let me tell you. Painting with like, that episode in SpongeBob when he's painting with like a very fine brush. He
Yeah,
doesn't get paint anywhere. That's gonna be me on my nails.
I love that. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna
Thank you.
lie. Picturing that, that's funny. But I was gonna say, yeah, no, so it can, yes, there is, I have seen that you can get an allergic reaction. The only thing I was gonna warn you was,
Hmm.
so back when, I don't know when, oh, I know, I was trying to like save money, so I had stopped doing my nails for some time.
Yeah.
And I decided to go that route of doing the gel at home.
Uh-huh.
And in doing so, I'm not gonna lie. I was the issue that I found, the process itself was fine. Maybe my prep was incorrect, which would check out, but they
Hmm.
did not last me at all. Like it was lasting me worse, if not about the same as a regular nail polish. And I felt
Hmm.
like, but it could also be the product I was buying, could be that the way I was
Hmm.
prepping my nail wasn't correct. But I also felt like like I'm not gonna file down my nail too much in order for it to
Hmm.
grip, right?
Hmm.
That's not the point of it. Um, so because at the salon they don't really do that. Like when I've done gel
Right.
on my thing, they're not really
No, just a little buff
filing
to make it smooth.
exactly. So I don't know why that was happening, but again, we'll see once you bought all your stuff, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. So
I
we'll see
will.
how that turns out.
Yeah, today after work when I have the time to sit down and slowly with the hair length brush, I'll let you know how that goes.
I'm excited though to see how they come out because when you do your press-ons, they come out really cute.
Thank you. Yeah, I do decent prep with my press, but lately I noticed with the glue, it's just they're just not sticking. I do all the prep work that
Yeah,
I always do, where they usually last me at least a solid 2 weeks before they start popping off.
yeah.
And now even with that same prep work, they're popping off 2, 3 days later. I was like, they're going cheap with the glue.
Yeah, no, I believe you. And what's dumb is that you think that given our economy that they would make better glue so that it's easier for us to not have to pay so much
Mm,
for these nails, but of course not. Of course not.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Because there's a lot of people like they say like, oh, one of the many signs, obviously, that economically things aren't going well is when you see like in influencers and all that certain trends coming up, and one of them was when they like go or revert back to not having that like your nails done as much. And in my head, I'm like, if that's a sign, I don't like it. We're not gonna do that anymore. Um, but yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, that's where we are now.
Okay,
How about you, baby? How
so I'm
any updates
excited.
with you?
Update wise, I'm trying to think. What else is on my thing? Nothing much besides the usual. I'm working from home now a bit more like seguido. Like normally, you know how I was going into the office at least once, not once, I'm sorry. Yeah, once every so often, like it was whatever worked
Yeah.
for my schedule. I no longer, for some time, we're not going to be going into the office because they're doing some renovations and they're moving our floors.
Mm.
So but I said they're moving our floors, and in that comes some adjustments that they're doing to that floor that they're
Mm-hmm.
moving us to. So that's gonna take some time from us, and tragically
Oh,
we need to work.
darn.
Yeah, hopefully, and so we had a meeting not too long ago with
Yeah.
the rest of our team, and we were discussing that, and they were saying like, oh, the rumor is that it actually might get, because this is supposedly only going to be like till June or so, June, or yeah, around June-ish. But
Mm-hmm.
now they're like, oh, it seems like it's gonna have more of a delay and it might have to be pushed till September. Like, they're trying to see. And I'm like, oh no, not September. What will I do with myself? Bro, I really hope though. Like,
Yeah.
y'all take your time. Make sure this whatever innovations y'all are doing is in tip top shape.
Yeah.
We want the
No, like December if they need it.
whoa,
You're a
yeah.
patient woman. You're a patient woman.
I am, I'm understanding. I understand how
Yes.
life works. So,
Yes.
I will say though, I was not, I mean, not that I was planning to use it as an excuse because I don't, that really wouldn't be the case. But I figured if they had us come in around June or so, I was gonna uh really look into if it's possible not having to come in maybe at least once or twice, even though that's not really our schedule,
Mm-hmm.
because the World Cup is happening
Ooh.
and transportation and all that is going to be atrocious,
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, y'all really expect me from where I am to go into where y'all are? That's gonna be horrible. And we're one of the places, we're located somewhere where it's gonna be hosting. So I'm like, y'all really expect me to come in and have to deal with all that where like me getting to work is gonna take so much longer? Like, absolutely,
Yeah. Yeah. I
absolutely
think
not.
if they should honestly be realistic about those expectations when it comes to World Cup.
Hmm.
Commute times are just gonna be ridiculous, man. Like
Yeah.
even like I know that some events are night and some are still going to be some are night, but then some are morning or afternoon, just for
Mm-hmm.
like people are commuting to work or going home.
Yeah.
um yeah, no, people need to be realistic, like especially like if you know there's going to be a game happening that day,
Mm-hmm.
you should not expect people to be commuting that day.
Yeah. 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 But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out, and I hope that they. I
Hmm.
mean, I think they will be
I
understanding.
hope, yeah, I hope they'll listen to the employees and be level-headed, because come on, like even on a good day with no World Cup happening, traffic is hard.
Yeah. So imagine trying to deal with that. Like, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll really just
Yes.
see how it plans out. But yeah, no. Besides that, chilling. I have a few trips lined up soon.
Mm-hmm.
The last the last 2 months, or for like maybe a month ago up until next month, I've been busy. Like I've been doing a lot of traveling and all that shit, which is fun and I love it. But
Yeah.
I have those two lined up, which one of the future episodes I'll mention a bit more of. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's all gonna be a good time, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, with that, when since we or after all our little weekly updates, like let's get into the topic of the week, which
Yes.
is basically celebrities or influencers not claiming responsibility for like having to pick a side on things, or like I don't even want to say that, like just how would you describe it, like what would you.
That celebrities, I feel like they're just trying to skirt around claiming any being a responsible figure in general,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'll just get right into it. Part of the reason that this came up is this week I was chatting with Sandra, and we were talking about, oh, like how I know BTS is touring, right? And so we're like, oh, we're excited for their songs, and we were talking about some of our favorite songs. Then we got into solo tracks, and one of them she mentions is "Growing," a song by Namjoon. This is just his solo work, right?
Your man's.
And I was like, yeah, and his latest album was not one of my favorites. I think it was like probably like 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that must be one of the songs I didn't like. And she's like, and I was like, tell me about it. And she goes, oh yeah, he was talking about how like it's difficult being him, and like how, he's just a person, so he shouldn't shoulder responsibility like that. And I'm like, wait, pause, Sandra. I'm gonna leave you to Google these lyrics, because just Google lyrics. And so we Google the lyrics, and I'll read a quick recap in the first verse for you, right? And it
Yeah.
goes, not a fucking diplomat. Now that life is a bit easier, they shove responsibilities onto me. What do I represent? I only represent myself, right? And now that is a snippet from the first verse. And so she read that to me, and I was like, Sandra, I'm not gonna lie, that's very off-putting and that's very frustrating. She's like, well, why? Like, it's difficult, probably being him. And I was like, okay, it annoys me because I'm like, homie, how did you get to be where you are,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because people love you, people follow you, people listen to you.
Yeah.
Okay? That does come with
Yep.
responsibilities. You
Yep.
can't have A and not want B. Like, it's a dual
Yeah.
package. If you didn't want criticism, if you didn't want people looking up to you, then you should not have chosen this career path. Like, this is a
Yeah.
choice. Like, you did not have to become famous and
Yeah.
world known. You could have done something else if you didn't want people looking up to, like, and it's just like, and then it like became like such a broader topic,
Yeah.
to like other artists and shit. And I know we've discussed some artists in the past,
Yeah.
too, but I'm like, shit like this pisses me off, because I'm like, you wouldn't be where you are without these people adoring you, okay?
Yeah.
And if you're gonna have people adoring you and listening to you, then yes, that is gonna come with you having a maybe not so political figure, but
Yeah.
political figure to a degree, right? And it comes to the possibility of portraying a good image for these people that follow you,
Yeah.
regardless of age. Like, okay, like it
I
could be adults, still adults are looking to you. So yeah, it matters what you say to these adults as well as younger audiences.
Yeah, I would say not necessarily a political figure. I would say more so you are someone of influence, right? You are
Yes.
influencing different communities. You are representing different communities as well. And
Mm-hmm.
if you kind of like it kind of comes with the job. And then at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I think for me it's a mix of both, right? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you should one represent whatever community you choose to represent, or if you don't want to represent a specific community, just kind of whatever. But if you should give opinions on whatever is going on in the world, right? Because it's not only gonna always be political,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, I think it also depends on how famous you are does impact. Because, for example, BTS is a group that reaches so many people, so
Mm-hmm.
many audiences. So
Yes.
wouldn't you want to, since you are up in this platform, use it for the better of whatever you want to
Yeah,
achieve,
I would
right?
think so.
And it's not like you have to go in and, oh, I'm going to now go and be the one to make a change. But even in speaking about it and sometimes even educating your audiences, that is making a change, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes hearing it from other people, which to me sounds dumb, that there's people that, oh, I can hear these different communities talking about something, or this person talking about something, I don't understand it, but hearing whatever person I'm idolizing talk about it, oh, wait, that opened my eyes. I think that's dumb, and that's a separate conversation all in its own. But
Yes.
if people like that exist, so why not try and help? But at the same time, I do feel that people push it too far. So where it's like,
Yes.
they, oh, you have to say something, you have to say something, or you have to do this, you have to do that. And then it pushes these artists so much. Like, it's like, bro, they're not, at the end of the day, they are also just art. Like, not that they're just artists, but there's levels to it. And I do think,
Mm-hmm.
and also kind of going back to the criticism thing, I feel like artists do undergo really harsh criticism. We see it so much happen with women,
Yes.
with men too, definitely. But we see it so much with body image and so much, and it's been throughout the years. So in a way, when you put everything together, it is a lot on it. But at the same time, like, you yes, it comes with it, but also people should be more understanding. It's both
Yes.
sides of it have to be, you
Yeah,
know.
and then to make it fair, I am gonna say the snippet from another verse in that same song.
Mm-hmm.
So to portray that part of what you're speaking, how bad it can get. He goes, "Hate is harmful, but I suck it up. Now I'll go the other way to the cliff."
Cool.
Um, Together with brother Sean Yan, which is another artist that he sometimes works with. I'll worry my mother, right? And again, these are just little snippets. And again, I honestly don't know Namjoon personally as much as I wish to. Um,
Right.
but obviously, and I understand, right? He is writing how he feels, and he has every right to feel this way and express himself in this way.
Yeah.
But just that one line of like, I don't represent anything, I just represent myself, just really rubbed me the wrong way
Yeah.
because this has been a current um trending
Reoccurring
topic
theme.
amongst celebrities, how they
Yeah.
keep saying it's like, oh, I'm just a celebrity, I'm just a singer, I'm just an artist, whatever, people shouldn't look up to me for this and that, right? Which I'm like, no, again, like you said, like they are people of influence, and you
Hmm.
are where you are because people do listen to what you have to say and
Yeah.
like hearing what you have to say, where
Yeah.
that's just your song, right? But if you're the ones writing your songs, then it clearly this means they care about what you have, like like it's just like, can
Yeah.
you just, the math is there, bro, right? You can't just
Hmm.
say it doesn't matter what you say because then your art, what are you even saying about then?
What do you
Nothing.
represent? Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
what do you stand for? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and um a lot of times people are like, oh, well, don't, you guys shouldn't make it like that. And I'm like, but it is, like, at the
Yes.
end of the day, art is political. Art is political. Art is,
Yes.
that is the way
Yes.
that it things are addressed. But I was gonna say, so you mentioned the whole Namjoon thing. It's interesting that you bring it up, right? Because you also mentioned, like, oh, I'm just an artist. Like, let me just do what I came here to do, which is to sing or
Yeah.
whatever. Something similar happened somewhat, it was a few months ago at this point, but um Romeo Santos and Prince Royce, for people that
Oh
don't know
my
who
god,
that
those two fools, they
is.
piss me off.
When they I think how long ago was this? Anyway, they made a collab album together, right? Cool,
Yeah.
great, Dandy. They received a lot of criticism for it, which I felt like people were really harsh
Like
because
it wasn't good?
yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I loved it because people were like, "Oh, this is corny." Like there was a lot of criticism. I did like quite a few songs.
Okay.
And I enjoyed the album. So they also decided to go on tour, which I felt was a really smart move on their end, right? Because one, they're gonna be singing their old album stuff, but since they each have their own, repertoire of music, it would be a phenomenal concert, right? Cool.
Yeah.
However, they announced their tour, tickets go on sale, people are buying left and right. Some people aren't buying, whatever. And then this was going on around the time, well, you know that politically things has been pretty rough, especially for the Latinx community here in the States.
Hmm.
But it was at a really rough point because there was we had seen recent murders, and it was just rough overall,
Hmm.
right? Which still is, but it was at one of like it was getting a lot more attention than I feel like it's getting nowadays. And so they were at an interview, and this was interview in English down and they were getting like, let me see, hold on, let me quickly find out because I remember that they were like, it wasn't at a Spanish channel or anything, it was with someone in English that they were like, oh, it was like an important thing. Hold on. Romeo and Prince interview. Oh, their interview, actually, no, they were on a podcast. So no, not that
Okay.
big of a deal. But anyway, they were on a podcast and they were asked that if they had any opinions on what was going on. And the fans were not a fan of their response because Prince kind of gave answer where he was kind of like, yeah, it is tragic, and like not necessarily like, oh, what's this is wrong, we need to address this, or and it was just kind of like, yeah, it's sad, you know.
Okay,
Not
that's it?
necessarily, yeah, not necessarily like claiming like where he's standing on it, right? Because nowadays it a lot of people are very much interested on like, what side are you on? Did you
Yes.
vote for Trump? Do you support this? Do you not? Right? And I understand why. I'm very much the same way. And so
Same.
people wanted, I guess, that kind of response from him, and he did not provide it. And then Romeo, to top off the thing, was like, honestly, I think that people should understand that we're artists, and the whole point of us is to be artists, like not get involved in the political stuff and whatever.
Yes, this does
And
sound familiar.
yes, exactly, right? And so everyone was so mad because they were like, first of all, you wouldn't be where you are without specifically the Latino community, right?
Hmm.
You wouldn't have made it where you can be in like more American like media without us, because we're the ones that brought so much attention to you, brought you to the fame that you have, to the point that you now can collab with American artists or, non-Latino artists, and get to where you are. So for you to not take a stance, for you not to
Hmm.
go and support your people is, like, son basura, right? So people were like,
That
fuck
ass.
this. And people did
And
not want to go to their concert, right?
uh-huh.
And
Right.
what Romeo in that same interview was saying was because I think a few years ago he was at a concert and a video came out where um I don't know, I think you know how like in concerts artists will go and be like, oh, they talk, they have their little conversation while they're performing, like they'll go and talk to the audience. In that, I don't know what the context was necessarily, but he kind of basically was like, fuck Trump, right? Like, fuck this administration,
Where's
Latinos por
that? Where's
siempre.
that energy?
Right, right. But he addressed it because he was like, for example, I said this, however long ago, and he's like, but I have kids and I wouldn't want my kids to go and be like, speak, speak like that, right? Like
What?
that's not the way to go about it, and blah blah blah.
What?
I want to raise my kids to be under, like, not. not necessarily support, but necessarily like not be people like that. Like we shouldn't be fighting fire or fire type shit. And so
What?
again, for me, it was just more so I'm like, bro,
Livid.
I'm like, that's so dumb because I grew up in a household where my parents were taking, or my mom more so, like well, no, my dad too. Like, I mean, his were a little crazier, but like they would each, they would express like, oh no, screw this, screw that, or like this is wrong, this is whatever. And I think
Yeah.
that helped shape, me kind of being like, yeah, I'll take that stance. And I know,
Hmm.
like, if my kids hear me say, speak against whatever's going on, that I don't agree with them and it's actually a bad thing. And they grew up thinking, okay, yeah, we can talk against that. I think that's a good thing. We're not doing anything
Yeah.
bad. Because he's not saying like if he were saying like, oh, fuck Trump and then,
He's
do
trying
this
to
to
walk
all
it
these
back,
people.
man.
No, do this to all these people. Okay, that's the bad. But that's not what you're saying. You're just saying like, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then they did try to walk it back because I think if like once they saw all the people that were going in on them, um they were kind of like, oh, we want to it's not that we're for it, it's just, like they were trying to like fix it. And I'm like, bro, you done goofed up. And so I had been invited to that concert,
Yeah.
and I did end up going. As much shit that I talk, I did end up going.
Okay, sell out.
Yeah, that ass. um but no, and it was funny because I'm at the concert. God, it was good and whatever. And at two moments they were like, they need to know that like los Latinos están aquí, and I'm like, are because
Word.
are like, do you want us here? Like I was giving major side eye, and the person that I was there with, they were cracking up because they're like, I love how you're getting all like whatever, yet you're still here, and I'm like, listen, we're not talking about that, okay? I'm like, but no, because they did try to resell the tickets, and then again, no one wanted to buy the tickets. So
That
they're like, we're
ass.
not just gonna let this, whatever money that person put towards get thrown out.
That's
So
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
yeah,
And
but
also, you bought they were bought before they fucking opened their mouths.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This was bought, like they announced it, and we bought. Like, well, the person bought the ticket, so it was, and then literally a few weeks later, this happened, and I'm sitting here like, come on, you just had to like, you had to ruin it for all of us, bro. But yeah,
Yeah.
but that was, yeah.
No, that's really unfortunate because it's yo. I'll never not to make it into that, but I'll never understand Latinos for Trump.
Me neither,
How
fam.
fucking stupid are you? And again, they haven't outright said that they support this, but it's very much not saying something is saying something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It is.
what's
It really
what's the
is.
other artists we have on the list?
Carol
Um,
G.
there you go. That's a big one where not saying something is saying something.
Yeah. Remind me, because you're the one that kind of brought that situation up with me with the whole Carol G and Coachella and the mariachis.
Yes.
Um, you want to provide? I know like the general gist of it, but just back lore for the audience.
Yeah, okay. Which again, I also don't have the most understanding to it. It's just a little bit of scrolling on TikToks. But okay, so Karol G's Coachella performance had a all-female mariachi band, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when then there was like an interview for the mariachi band, and they asked the women like, "Oh, do you guys I think they might have posted something in support of Trump a while ago or something, and so we're asking about like, hey, do you guys support Trump? And they didn't, either they deflected the question or gave a non-answer or something, but the important is they didn't say no, right, when asked directly about it.
Okay.
And I think like Karol G never commented on that. And I don't know if Karol G was asked specifically, like, do you know if they supported? Do you support? I don't
Yeah.
remember, but I know it was brought to her attention about the band's questionable
Mm-hmm.
um um leaning, right?
Yeah.
And she never commented until she said something like, "Oh, what the hell did she say? Because she was silent up until it was like getting a lot of traction, and then I think she was like, essentially one of those like, oh, let's just have a good time and not worry about anything else kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So again, Karol G is also a deflect versus outright pick a
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
But yet, mind you, homegirl Becky G over
Like
here,
if
she's
you
like, no,
always
fuck
been
that.
talking.
Becky G's like, a non-answer is an answer. If you can't say fuck this man, then we know where you stand. And then it was funny enough because in the beginning of the performances, Becky G would come onto stage for with Kettle G, and
Yeah,
they
and they
would
were
walk out
keeping you up
hand
because
in.
they're
Yeah,
cool.
they were kicking you right, but then after all this happened and Carol G's non-answer,
Yeah.
um, they weren't as kicking it up. And one of the business that they would walk out hand in hand, Becky
Hmm.
T avoided her motherfucking hand like it
I
was the
saw that.
plague.
Yeah. I saw that, and then I also saw the performance where Becky G, like again, she's singing with them, and
Yeah.
she says she again something in support to Latinos, and she's like for the people in the back, and pointed
Yes.
at basically the mariachi, and I was like,
Yes, I
oh,
did
shit.
see. Yo, Becky G a real G, bro.
Yeah, and she's always been, and again, there's so
She
many
has.
artists that, in general, not just like with everything going on, ice related, but in general that are outspoken, are showing their
Hmm.
support, are and because they understand like this is the place to do it. And so I remember with the whole Carol G thing, another thing I had seen was because it was she was in an interview and she was asked to address it. She's not the one that addressed it. Her publicist is it?
Oh,
Who's the
maybe
person?
might have been
They're people. They're like the people that represent
agent.
her agents type shit. That
Uh huh.
like the press was no comment at this time. Which again, no comment is a comment. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, no, I saw all that, and another thing that pissed me off when that was going on, that is not necessarily related, but it is related because there's a lot of people that are fans, huge fans of Carol G. And because
Yes.
she has good music and blah blah blah. She's not necessarily my favorite, but she's still cool. I like her.
Okay.
And when this was all going on, some people started ragging on Becky G, being like Becky G wouldn't be at Coachella if Carol G wouldn't have brought her, right? And like
Mm.
started ragging on Carol G, and I'm like,
Hell
we're gonna
no.
we're gonna
Hell
take
no.
hella steps back. Y'all ain't gonna shit on my girl Carol G. Becky G, because Becky G has been someone that's been in kind of like American media music a bit more. She's
Mhm.
out, she has her English music, and she has helped so many artists
Mhm.
make that bridge because she'll do collabs. Like she has a collab back when Bad Bunny was starting, bro,
Yeah,
and she did that
man.
shit, like and she's always collabing, always
Me
doing these
gustan los
things.
peores, bro.
Yes, yes, me gustan los mayores, not peores, mayores.
Yes.
What's it called? But yeah, and so I'm like, we're gonna put respect on Carol G's name because okay, no, we're gonna put respect on
Becky!
Becky G's name. Too many G's, bro.
You're not wrong.
Becky G's name because she is exactly who she thinks she is. Because nah, we ain't doing all that. But yeah, no, I do not like all these artists that don't again, you don't have to take a strong stance, but it's something as simple like I think people will do like they'll wear a pin. There's a
Yeah.
comedian that I like. He's like he has a podcast. He's a YouTuber. His name is Caleb.
Okay.
And he's done stuff with Drew Afalo, also Brittany
Afualo.
Broski, Afawalo, and then Brittany Broski.
Okay.
The three of them are like really good friends.
Okay.
And he was on a red carpet, and he was just wearing a pin that said "fuck ice," right? And
Mhm.
so the person that was talking to him was like, "Oh, I see you have your little pin." And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Who put that shit on there?" Right? But it was a joke. And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "If all it takes to represent or state my stuff is wearing a pin, of course, why wouldn't I wear a pin? There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing taking away from it. There's nothing that is, there's nothing negative that I am, happening to me by me taking this stance."
Mhm.
Because he's like, at the end of the day, the people that maybe at one point supported me or gave me like um were fans of mine don't like that stance on, then those are not the type of people I would want as fans anyway, you know? And I feel like that I can only assume that that might be a factor um
Mhm.
that some of these artists maybe don't want to take a stance because they're afraid, or maybe they know their demographic and although they might not support certain things, they're like, well, if I do this, then I'm losing this whole chunk of people. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd
You
rather
want to
lose
keep
because
those people.
yeah, se están
Nah.
vendiendo, you know.
Um. Oh, I wish we had Noel on here.
Or
Um, because recently, I just remembered. You know the basketball player Caitlin Clark?
nope.
No? Okay. Well, she was a pretty big. Um, she brought a lot of attention back to the WNBA a couple years back.
Okay.
Recently, now, okay, so a lot of Caitlin's fans are MAGA, right? But Caitlyn never took a declarative stance on where she stood with it until
Okay.
recently. I think some dude was having a concert. I think his, Morgan Wallace or whatever, some country singer.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
heard of
that
him.
bitch, mad
Okay.
racist and shit, right? Anyways,
Yeah.
he walked out with Caitlyn Clark,
Oh shit.
and he walked out with some other pretty well known MAGA people, right? And so now her
Oh,
being
fuck.
one of them kind of declares where she stands with all this.
Of course. Yeah.
So it's like, bitch, what the fuck?
See, it's moments like
Yeah,
that that I'm like, I guess some people also they don't want to take a stance because they know that the minute they do, their stance is
yeah.
not going to be,
But again,
you're on the wrong side.
Caitlyn's a little different one because it's kind of been it's been speculated and minorly known that she's MAGA. She just herself has never claimed it. But
Yeah.
now ain't no taking that back, right? Um, and then who else? What other celebrities are there? Um,
You mentioned Doja Cat. Doja Cat's so
yes.
problematic, man. I
Yes, not so
like
much for her political standing, but back to the celebrities as a whole need to
yeah,
sit the fuck down and understand what it is to be a celebrity,
yeah,
right? Because she had a whole rant on parasocial relationship, which is, I'm going to start this off with fair, right? It's a fair statement to make. It does get very toxic,
yes.
right? Now, if you gonna sit there with all your money made off of adoring fans
Yeah.
and then say it's creepy to have such adoring fans, plus then give back all your motherfucking money, bitch.
What are we doing here? Why are we supporting you if you don't like? And again, there's people que se pasan, right? We're not saying que there's people que no se pasan, but
No,
there's people que
no.
se pasan. But yeah,
But
no,
again,
her
it goes back into the whole why, if you don't like this attention, why do you choose a field where it's all about the motherfucking attention? Like, it just gets me
yeah.
so
Or
heated.
if your thing is only oh I like doing the music and all that, you can be a ghostwriter like those or not
Yes.
ghostwriter. That's for books, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The they're like composers,
Yeah,
basically.
it is. Songwriters, composers,
Yeah,
whatever. We know what we're saying.
yeah,
But no, you want to be a performer. You like getting up on stage and getting the attention and being adored by fans. And then you want to say these fans are gross? Yeah, fuck you.
yeah, yeah. No, I Doja Cat's been so problematic, and
Correct. However,
I'm
she
not
did call out what's that? What's his the twink? The
oop,
ugly one dating Kylie.
Chalamet,
Yeah, Charlie? No.
Timothy,
Timothy, that with the whole
Timothy.
ballerina thing?
He called him. She called him out on it.
She did. And I was like, she has good stances occasionally.
I mean, the a broken clock has the right time twice a day.
Exactly,
Um,
exactly.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, Doja's been so problematic, and I for a long, no, better said, I don't love her music. I love
Hmm.
one album that she has, and that has been my favorite album of hers. It was amazing. I loved it. It was perfect. It was just great. It was great overall, and still to this day, I'll listen to that album, and it slaps every single time.
Okay,
Like
okay, okay.
um hardcore fan on that sense in that album singly, but
Hmm.
I will say, kind of going back to the whole artist should be responsible. I think that while yes you are an adult and you should be able to do your own thing, there's lines, and homegirl
Hmm.
knows how to cross those lines so much, because I remember, I don't know if it was in, no, it wasn't OnlyFans. It was on what was the other site besides Omegle? One of those. those sites where
Okay.
people would hop on and do like videos
Mhm.
with strangers around the world.
Mhm.
She had supposedly fallen into a sector of that where she was basically doing really uh racist things, requests for people that were like whatever they would like, they'll be like, oh, do this kind of like slavery related
What
or
the
do this, whatever.
fuck?
She was doing that shit. And so
Before she
that
was
was
famous?
huh?
Before she was famous?
No, no,
Oh.
no, no, no. This was not recent. It was but definitely post Bitch I'm a Cow, where she was starting to get more traction. Um, but
I
not at
forget
the
that's
level that
her.
she was famous in that. What? You forget that she's
Moo.
Bitch I'm a Cow?
Moo. Um,
Um,
so
yeah,
you
no,
telling me she got online and she's like, let's play out this race play?
yeah, yeah, there you go. That's the word for it. And a lot of questionable shit,
Slavery.
a lot of yeah, and so she got so much like she got basically reprimanded for it, which I'm like, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that when artists do things like that, while I understand you're your life, you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you are, you know that you're influencing either younger communities or not even younger communities, but just people. And I
Mm-hmm.
do think that has to play a part in the actions you take, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
have to be aware that you know, like, no, it's not that you can't make a mistake, but if you're actively choosing to do certain things that are not good, I'm like, what are we doing here? You're literally given not power but essentially a form of like um you're given, I don't even know what it, yeah, it is power in a way. Like these artists do have power to influence and you're
Mm-hmm.
using it for that. Like, what are we doing here, fam? Why?
Actually,
Why?
that's so messed up.
Yeah. But it just it annoys me so much when I see, I'm like, having a platform and not even using it
Yeah.
correctly.
And this is a really remember that, well, again, these people do unfortunately have influencer power, right? And people will listen to them. We also remember these are people, none, at the end of the day, they will never be perfect.
No, but
Even
we
if
don't
you
want
agree
them to
with
be
them,
perfect
even if
though.
you agree with them, you will never see me. Even if, okay, I am down bad for BTS, right?
Yeah.
But I also, and Sandra and I call out a lot of the shit that either they do or their company does. But at the same time, we also realize these are fucking. Oh, like one of the things is for the latest album they like dropped a bunch of merch, right? It's and one of the merch is like this phone case, but it's produced by like an Israeli company,
Oh,
right? But now people are like, oh my god, how could BTS allow this? Why would they support this? And Sandra like, chill the fuck out. BTS has nothing to do with the fucking merch. That's completely the company.
the company that they work for?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Like they're not the ones designing it, choosing the production companies, the or the distributors. They don't. No, it's none of that. They just make the profit. Which again, yeah, maybe you'd want to have an eye on where things are being made, but like that's not them choose. Anyways, that's one of the things. But where was I going with this?
That y'all understand that they're not perfect.
Yes, because well, that is an oversight, unfortunate one from them, right? I don't know, whatever. Uh, Again, I call them out because at the end of the day, you shouldn't rely specifically on whatever your favorite artist or influencers or celebrities are fucking doing.
Yeah.
Because look at fucking Billie Eilish, bro. She was it the Oscars, I think, where she had her speech and then she was like, "You can't have illegal people on stolen lands,"
Yeah, yeah.
right? Which was great. And then she goes and says, "If you're not vegan, you're a bad person because you eat animals."
Oh, I didn't know she said that. Did she really?
She yes, I dead ass that dead ass last week. She dropped that. Because I guess she's fucking vegan now, and she goes, if you're not, that means you eat animals and you're a bad person.
Well, shit, I guess I'm horrible because you ain't gonna take me away from my steak. Especially after that steak we had yesterday. Oh, hell
Ooh,
no.
girly,
That shit was,
that Wagyu skirt steak. I think about it. I really do think about it.
that shit was
Mm,
so good, bro.
mm,
Delicious.
mm. This is
Do it.
about to get sexual. Let's move on.
Oh,
That shit was good,
that
baby.
food was that food was phenomenal. But
It was.
anyway, reverting back.
Yes.
I also
So it's
see.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say I also see you have here chapel rowing. Um,
Yes.
as
That
per
bitch. I
use.
don't really like her music. It's not my style. But whatever. No. Every time I hear about her, she pissing me off. And apparently, sometimes it is just a matter of um the media doing its job of making a bad portrayal or a harmless mistake on wrong worse than it is. But
Yeah,
sometimes she really on some BS because
word.
she used to make a lot of political takes when she was first starting out.
Okay,
And then she not about Trump or nothing, but I forget what it was. She just wasn't commenting on something going on. And she
okay.
goes, "Well, I'm just a singer. Like, why would people look at me for political advice or
Well,
takes?"
not advice. Yeah, no, never advice. But
Yeah, like let's say like what? Why does it matter what I have to say on it? And it's just like what?
I think so. Here's my thing, right? A lot of times, too, people take people these famous people's words way too, or they're in general worship them
Hmm.
too much, and like you said, they're not perfect, because a
Hmm.
lot of the time I'm like, there's certain things that I don't need you to make a whole critical analysis on what is
Dead
going
ass.
on,
You were not
right? Because
educated on this, and I
you're
understand that.
not you're not but at the same time, the same way that as regular people, we should be people that, okay, we see something going on, we go educate ourselves a bit, and then
Hmm.
are able to make a kind of form on our opinion on it.
Hmm.
um right, and we're regular people, regular old peeps working, we ain't influencing no one, and we should do that same way that a lot of people don't. I do think that people that are, again, having a platform should take some responsibility into doing so. Like,
Hmm.
educate themselves a bit. I'm not saying go and get a whole fucking college degree and whatever, but just
Yeah,
the internet's
if
free,
you
man.
have a
The internet's
platform,
free.
you should use it.
Yes. But
And that's what a lot of these celebrities are being like, I don't, my platform's for me to stand on. It's nothing else. And it's like,
yeah.
nope, bitch, you wrong. That platform, you up there for a fucking reason, and I'll fucking use your voice, ho.
Yeah. I remember kind of little thing that I just remembered with the whole oh, it came to me and it left.
Oh, say bye bye.
Mm-hmm. Never mind. It was something Romeo related to that whole thing,
Hmm.
and my mind is a vast, empty, uh,
Can't even
empty
finish the
place.
sentence.
Oh yeah, can't. Don't even know what I'm talking about at this point.
That was a fun conversation, my love.
Thank you. I was gonna say, yeah, we've been ranting for a hot minute now. What's it called? What time did we start? How many minutes are we in here? Hold on, let me
I
check.
don't know. Do we get to see it on this one?
I can find out. I don't know. Oh, wait. Nope, that's just the timer. Never mind. I don't know, but we've been going off on it. Off of that
Hmm.
for a
Hmm.
minute. Again, this is very expansive. Yeah, expansive. Extensive.
Mm. Mm.
Extensive is the word I'm trying to use.
There it is.
Extensive. Yep, extensive topic.
Expensive.
Expansive is what I said, not
Ex-
expensive, right?
expensive?
Extensive
Extensive.
is the word that I want. Stop it. Anyway,
Woo is
it's a
me.
big boy. Oh my god, every time. Whatever. Y'all know I can't speak. Okay, okay, all right.
I
Y'all
don't
hate
think they
me.
even know what the woo is me is about.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know. Whoa,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
they do
If you
not need
want to know,
to.
comment.
Yeah, if y'all
I'll
want,
tell you.
no,
I'll tell you in the comments.
y'all tell the story in the comments. Damn, bro.
If they
It-
ask about it, yeah, but then you have to go comment and ask about it.
Yeah, comment and like. Well, actually,
Yeah.
we wouldn't see. Yeah, yeah, comment and like. We see who likes it.
Anyways, this has been a great rant, y'all.
Yes, yeah, right. I'm supposed to do the closing thing. Right, right. Jesus Christ. No, I was gonna say if you guys like this episode and want to check out more, we drop a new episode every Tuesday at 12 p.m. As long as everything processes correctly, okay? I know y'all gonna see maybe y'all went on Tuesday the 19th, which is today. Um that the episode you're like, wait a minute, it's always here at 12. Where'd it go? Listen, we published. We don't know what happened. But it might be like a processing delay is what I kept seeing. Um, yeah, no, because that shit still ain't there. But don't you worry, you're gonna get your episode. But for the most part, new episodes drop 99% of the time. At Spotify at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on YouTube, on any streaming platform you think around, we're most likely there. We if you want to get more content, we also have a TikTok and an Instagram. Our Instagram's at 1.2 Braincells underscore official. You can shoot us a message there. You can also message us there, message us privately. Uh, if you want to be a guest, and as long as the three of us agree, then you're more than welcome. Comment below if you either want to find out what woo is me, if you agree with us that artists should take responsibility on the platform that they have, or if you don't agree and you're like, yo, leave these artists be, let us know. Let us know. We're open to listening.
You'll be
Um
wrong, but
but that being said, toodle loodle,
totally
hugs and kisses.
not from me.
Bye.
Bye.